All right, this section is called Drawing a Diagram. It's on pages 65 to 66. Very, very important to be able to draw a diagram of what you're planning on doing. Pretty much anything that you do out in the field, you need a picture of, just so you get a small scale view of what this might look like. You can do your measurements and get things accurate that way before you go out there and start digging holes or pounding in posts or that kind of thing. So always a good idea. So the situation is Mike owns a landscape contracting company. So there's a picture of the book. So his crew built a fence around a square piece of land that measured 4 yards on each side. So here we are, 4 yards by 4 yards this way. The fence posts were placed 1 yard apart. How many poles did Mike need? Well, if you didn't draw the diagram and you were to just do it in your head, okay, 1 yard away from each other, 4 yards on each side, so 4 yards times 4 yards is 16. And that works all well and good, but it doesn't necessarily tell you exactly what we're looking at as far as posts in all situations, because what if this wasn't a square? It would be a lot different to do in your head. Like I just put a fence in my yard that looks like this. Like that. Well, it's a lot harder to do it without drawing a picture. It would be a lot harder for me to explain to you the shape of the fence without a picture. And even though my lines are all squiggly. All right, so drawing a diagram can help. So we've got our drawing of our 4 yard by 4 yard area. So that's 12 by 12 is what that actually is in feet. And I have 4 corner posts. So I put those in for sure. And then I go 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards. So 1, 2, 3, 4 yards between each, or 1 yard between each post. So that's 4 yards. So that's right. And I get my drawing there, and then I can just count my posts, and I get 16 posts. So that one's pretty easy to be doing that. But when you get into some other things that you're trying to get a picture of, sometimes it's a little bit trickier in order to do that. So let's just go right into the practice problems on page number 66. And let me get rid of this picture here. Move that out. Let's just move all this junk out of the way. And I'm going to take another picture here. And it's going to be kind of lame because of trying to hold the book down and take the picture at the same time, but we'll try it. All right. So, Mike's crew planted a row of pine trees on the 60-foot side of Mr. Wesley's yard. So here is our side that we're going to plant trees, 60 yards long. And a pine was planted every 10 feet. How many pines were planted? Okay. Now you would think because it was 60 feet long and we're doing it every 10 feet, it would be just 6 trees. But we have one on the end at our 0 point, not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also have one at the beginning, so we added one there, so there'd be 7. This one right here, we've got a 12-foot flower bed, so 12 foot, and it was cut into a rectangular lawn. In fact, well, I'm a little bit off there. I'm not even finishing the directions. So this is 12 feet, and it was put into a rectangular lawn. The lawn is 32 feet. The flower bed is in the center of the yard. How many feet of lawn are on each side of the flower bed? So what they're interested in is the distance between here and here and here and here if this flower bed is halfway across here. So a couple different ways you can look at it. You can take 32, this length here, 32 feet, minus the length of the flower bed, so 12, and that gives us 20 feet total. So the amount of lawn on both sides of this here, this side and this side, add up to be 20. We add the 12 to it and we get our 32 feet. So if this and this add up to be 20, then each one of these is going to have to be half of the 20. So the answer is going to be 10 feet. Okay, so that's what you're doing when you've got these drawings. It just makes it a little bit easier. So what I would do in numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 is I would actually draw the picture and follow the instructions and make sure you're following them correctly, because remember I put 12 up here because I didn't finish reading the problem, and it should have been here. So make sure you read the problem in its entirety before you start answering. And that is it for this lesson.